Before we get into Mel Kiper Jr.'s updated big board, if you love the NFL draft and the NFL as a whole, like this video, guys, the NFL draft will be here before you guys know it. So hit that thumbs up icon if you are ready for the 2022 draft. You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham. Mel Kiper Jr., ESPN NFL draft analyst, has updated his big board, his top 25 prospects for 2022, and we are going to break them down 1 through 25. So here we go. Kayvon Thibodeaux, no change, is in the top 6. The Oregon edge rusher, 6'5", 250. He's a beast. He gets after it. He is the best football player in this class, and with it not being a great quarterback class, there's a really good chance he's going to go number 1 overall. No change at number 2. Like I said, the top 6 the same from last time Mel Kiper released his top 25. Kyle Hamilton, the safety out of Notre Dame, dealing with the knee injury, hasn't played since October 23rd, but he's a ball hawk. He flies around. Good size, great size at 6'4", almost 220 pounds. He's going to be a top 5 pick. Derek Stingley Jr., the cornerback out of LSU, has all the measurables, 6'1", almost 200, good ball skills. Hasn't performed as well this year, but I think part of that's due to coaching and LSU just kind of slipping in their level of play over the past couple of years. I'm still very high on him. I think he's the best cornerback in this year's class. Who do you guys think is the best overall player, the prospect? Who should go number 1? Who's the best prospect this year? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. I believe it's Kayvon Thibodeaux. We'll make this the pinned comment on today's video so you guys can let us know during this YouTube ad break. At number 4, Evan Neal, the 6'7", 360-pound left tackle for Alabama. Yeah, he's huge. Yeah, he's massive. Yeah, he's going to put you on your ass. He's the number 4 prospect, according to Mel Kiper. Aidan Hutchinson at number 5. He's had a monster season for Michigan, 7 sacks so far this year, 6'6", 265. He can play inside. He can play outside. I'm a big fan of his game. We go to number 6 here, Charles Cross, the offensive tackle out of Mississippi State, 6'5", 210. Not as big, obviously, as Evan Neal, but a little bit more agile. I think he's going to be a top 10 pick. Now, Drake London was having a monster season before he fractured his right ankle against Arizona the day before Halloween. That will cause him to miss the rest of the season, of course, but Kiper has him at number 7. Obviously, we'll see how the medicals check out, but he's got huge potential, 6'3", 210, and he can absolutely fly as well. Devin Lloyd, the linebacker out of Utah, he's built like a modern-day linebacker, 6'3", 235, sideline to sideline. He can stop the run. He can cover. He is a classic off-ball linebacker who can also rush the passer as well with 6.5 sacks. He can do a little bit of everything. He now has 14.5 sacks in his career. He can play outside linebacker. I think he can play some inside linebacker. I'm a big fan of his game overall. Nakobe Dean, the 6', 225, this is even more of an off-ball linebacker build. A little undersized, but so was some guy named Roquan Smith coming out of Georgia a few years ago, who actually went number 9 overall, and he's worked out pretty well for the Chicago Bears. He just finds the football. That's what he does. He's always around the ball, and that's what good off-ball linebackers do in today's NFL. What position does your favorite NFL team need to draft? Maybe your team needs a quarterback. If so, that's not a great draft for. Maybe a wide receiver, maybe an edge rusher, maybe an offensive lineman. Let me know. What does your favorite team need to target in the draft this year? David Ojabo out of Michigan could have 2 edge rushers going in the top 10. Hutchinson is a little more proven. Ojabo has better physical tools potentially, so we'll see how this plays out, but he's got 8 sacks and 4 forced fumbles opposite of Hutchinson this year. I think both those kids are going to be absolutely fantastic. 11 here, Jamison Williams out of Alabama. Not your typical Bama wide receiver crew, but you got Williams. John Mechie is there as well. 6'2", 185, a little undersized, but he is a speed demon, averaging over 19 yards a catch. I think he's going to be a first-round pick and probably a top 15 pick as well. BetUS is our sports book partner here at Chat Sports, and we got a heck of a deal for you guys. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, use our promo code NFL Daily. That's all one word, NFL Daily. Once you go to chatsports.com/bet, and if you are a brand new BetUS customer, listen up, because we can hook you guys up with a free jersey when you follow the steps on screen. Go to chatsports.com/bet. I can't emphasize that enough. You have to use our link, otherwise you can't get the jersey. Use that promo code NFL Daily. If you deposit a minimum of $100, you'll get $125 for free. You got to deposit $100. Once you place a bet on a game, after you do that, email us jersey@chatsports.com. We'll hook you guys up with a brand new college or NFL jersey, depending on your preference. And hey, free jersey. That's a great deal. Jersey@chatsports.com. We got college, NFL jerseys, a whole lot more than the ones we are even showing you. Once we confirm your account with BetUS, we will be able to hook you guys up with a brand new jersey. So follow the steps I previously mentioned, and let's get you guys a jersey. All right, keep it moving here. DeMarvin Leal for Texas A&M, the defensive lineman, 6'4", 290, has some versatility, can play some defensive tackle, can play some 3-4 edge, I would say. 5.5 sacks this year, had only 2.5 last year, so you've seen some growth there. He's an athletic freak who might be a tick of a tweener, but I think he'll be just fine. Tyler Linderbaum, the center out of Iowa, he's the best center in this year's draft. A couple of center-needy teams that come to mind in the NFL. The Pittsburgh Steelers could be one. We'll see where they end up drafting, obviously, but he is clearly the best center in this year's class. Jahan Dotson, he's risen up Kiper's big board up to number 14. I think he could end up being the best receiver in this class. Big play receiver. He's quick. He's fast. He's undersized, 5'11", 184. And, some of you guys might be thinking, well, is he just another KJ Hamler who hasn't done a ton for the Broncos? I think he's better than that. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. Trevor Penning, the offensive tackle out of Northern Iowa. They've had a couple of big boys in recent years. 6'7", 320. He just dominates at the FCS level. Now it's the FCS, so that's a big jump from that to the NFL. But Kiper's high on him, and I think he's got a chance to be very, very good. Shout out your favorite college football team. Maybe it's Northern Iowa. Hell, who the hell knows? I went to TCU. Producer Trace went to Arkansas. So there you go. Those are our favorite squads. Let us know who you're repping. Who is your favorite college football team? All right, we still have 10 prospects to go on Mel Kiper's latest big board. How about Garrett Wilson, one of 2 Ohio State receivers coming up? Wilson, he's a big play machine. He's got 687 yards and 6 touchdowns this year, even though he missed the last game for the Buckeyes. He's good. He's pretty polished. He's going to be a good player. Akeem Ekwonu, the guard tackle hybrid out of NC State. Think Elijah Vera Tucker. He can play both spots. I think he projects better as a guard. We'll see, but he's got that positional versatility. Cameron Thomas, the defensive lineman out of San Diego State, 6'5", 270, can play some edge, can play some 3-tech for you as well. Kiper calls him one of the most versatile defensive linemen in the country. Guys, he has created 36 pressures this year. I get it, it's the Mountain West, but that is doing pretty darn well. Kyra Elam, the quarterback out of Florida, 6'2", 195. Kiper previously had him 24 on his big board. So he's risen a couple of spots here. One of the top corners in this draft has improved this year. He was inconsistent in 2020, but he has been much better in 2021. Kenny Pickett, the highest-rated quarterback for Kiper in this year's class, at least at this point. It's been well documented, this QB draft class. It feels like a lot of boom or bust. There's not a lot of guys that you feel great about, but Pickett has had a breakout senior season for the Pitt Panthers, and maybe he'll end up being the first quarterback taken this year. All right, 5 more to go here. George Kalafdis, the defensive end out of Purdue, 6'4", 270, a bit of a tweener. Only has 2 sacks, but his pressure rate is very, very high. Just needs to finish a few more plays. Chris Olave, we told you there would be 2 Buckeye receivers. Olave could have gone pro last year, decided to come back. Deep vertical threat. There's been chatter forever to team him back up with Justin Fields in Chicago, but the Bears don't have a first-round pick, so they would probably have to trade up and get him because I believe Olave will be a mid-late first-round pick. The question is, which Ohio State receiver will get drafted higher? Type CO for Chris Olave, type GW for Garrett Wilson. Which Ohio State receiver is better? Go ahead and get your votes in. Brandon Smith, the outside linebacker out of Penn State, 6'3", 241 pounds. Not much of a pass rusher, but he can cover. He tackles well. He's good in the run game. I think he's going to be a solid player. Treylon Burks, producer Trace's boy. I've been a big fan of this kid for a while. He's big and he's fast, and I like that combination. 6'3", 230. He can fly. He's physical. He high points the football. I think he could be a big slot guy. I think he could be like a better Chase Claypool. That's kind of what I see out of Treylon Burks. I think he's just as big and much faster than Claypool. I think he could be one of the steals of the draft. And then one more quarterback sneaks in here, Malik Willis, who wasn't in Kiper's top 25 last time. He sneaks in there this time, the quarterback out of Liberty. Look, small school quarterback. He's got some good tools. He's mobile. He's got a strong arm. He played Ole Miss recently and was okay, but that's tough competition considering he's playing with low-level talent against SEC speed. For Willis, it's going to come down to pro days, combine, that type of stuff. I'm very fascinated to see how this quarterback class shakes out. Speaking of which, who is the best quarterback in this year's NFL draft class? Let us know down in the comments. We didn't even talk about Matt Corral and obviously Spencer Rattler's falling off a cliff, Sam Howell. Who do you guys think? Who is the best quarterback this year? And we'll see you next time here on NFL Daily.